How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is BDD Gaming's top 10 maps list here for Farming Simulator 22. And with Farming Simulator 22 starting to wean off and Farming Simulator 25 only days, we're talking just a couple of days away, I wanted to go out and show off what I thought Farming Simulator 22 had to offer in the ways of the best maps, in my opinion. But then I got to thinking that, you know what, my list isn't going to necessarily change a ton from when I produced it last to now. There's a few things that have changed, actually quite a few, but there's still going to be some similarities. But then that got me to thinking, what if I reach out to the community and figure out what their lists are? So that's what we did. We ended up reaching out to all the Tier 3 channel members and seeing if they wanted to participate in this series. And we produced 3 separate top 10s lists from Rail Fanning Jonah, Will T Gaming, and Ken Adlam. And I want to thank each and every one of them for participating in this, because it was a pleasure to go through each and every one of their top 10s lists, to create the videos and just to see what everybody thought was their top 10 maps. It was really kind of a eye-opening experience, because it really kind of allowed me to step away from my point of view, the way I'm thinking about things, and really see how other people kind of stack things up in their rankings. And it kind of shows me, you know, how people are obviously how they're different, how they're the same. Like there's obviously some crossover, and there's some others that are just completely polar opposite of each other. And I thought that was amazing. Being able to kind of see everything like that in real time was so cool. So again, I want to thank each and every one of them for participating in this. And now it is time for my top 10 list, starting with a few honorable mentions. Maypole Farm by Cavalier Roy, La Coronella by E.R. Shaba, No Man's Land by Alien Jim, The Green Valley by Zero Ito, Frontier by Zero Ito, Purebeck 22 by MS Modding, Honka Corpy by Jamo, Galgenberg 2.0 by Yogi, Chipping Norton by FS Landscaping, the Old Stream Farm Expansion by Black Sheep Modding. And now we're going to move into the top 10s list, starting with number 10, Evergreen Valley by Zero Ito. And this is Evergreen Valley, and one thing that you will notice is that Zero Ito has made their way into the top 10 and was also mentioned in the honorable mentions as well, a couple of times actually. And I think that Zero Ito is one of the best all-round map makers that Farming Simulator has to offer. And what I mean by that is that Zero Ito is able to take just the kind of overall kind of premise behind Farming Simulator and take it up to the next level. They're able to take certain concepts and visions and really make it come to life. And what's really kind of amazing to me is that they're able to make these things happen with very oftentimes base game models, like just kind of very kind of bare bones basic stuff. As you can see here, this is the starting farm, and we're used to the barn here, that model there, the kind of American style garage here. We got the silos, we got the little farmhouse. Now that's kind of unique and new. You got some more buildings here. I mean, all this stuff is rather quote unquote basic, but it's the sum of the parts are just amazing. And another great example that Zero Ito does is that they're able to take those basic models and then just kind of enhance them to make them into something special. So check this out. This is a production point. This is the food factory. And you can tell this is just the base model for the oil mill. It's what we got from Giants originally. It kind of has a reskin as well as a little, you know, food factory sign there. But because Zero Ito was able to kind of slap on this kind of extension to the building, it just looks different. It looks like it's something unique that we have not seen before. But it also has that kind of air of familiarity to it. but they also added in, the cars that are around the parking lot, everything that's kind of in the general facility of these. We're used to this model here from Elm Creek. This is the basic kind of grain model that we got for here, but because they added like the truck with the outspout there, the semi truck just parked, like they're able to add all this kind of decorative flair to make the map really come to life and make old models seem fresh and interesting. But then they're also able to take and create new concepts that are completely standalone. So this is the electrical power plant right here, and you can take coal and dump it in. And you can unload it from the train right here, dump it into, this kind of hopper that goes into a quote-unquote debris crusher, but it's all part of productions, and then takes it and goes up the escalator here and into the facility for processing. And it's all part of the kind of production that is available here on this map. But you just kind of go around and you just see all the little details, the cars, the little specks of dirt that are here, all the kind of piles of coal that are just kind of lining the entirety of the property. It's just fantastic. And this map in particular, what I really love about this map is a couple of things. Firstly is the kind of outside source references that it has. If you come over here, let me see if I can find it. There it is. Look at that. Frontier and Ravenport are on the interstate sign there, which is really cool. And if you pan down, you can see in the background there's the skyscraper buildings in the background. That's Frontier. Those are the buildings from the city of Frontier. This is supposed to basically be a apocalyptic version of what would have been outside the walls there at Frontier. What I also love about this map are just the sheer level of productions. We've got this area up here in the north, which is like the coal mine area, where you're able to just, purchase a bunch of your coal and utilize it for other things downstream. You then go out to the west a little ways, right over here. Look at this. You got a limestone mine right here. This is amazing. This is like what you would see, like countertops and stuff, all just kind of, built out of, is this big hunks of lime that are just cut into these big square blocks. It is just such a cool thing. And look at all the details. You got all the machines, all the things that are kind of going around in this general area. You got a whole bunch of this kind of, I don't know what this powder is. Maybe this is lime. I would guess this is lime, considering this is all limestone productions. But again, you got all this kind of thing just around the production point here. And then you go a little bit further, and over here you actually have another mine. So you get like 3 series of mines on this map alone, and you've got just a typical mine where you're able to get stones out of, but you're also got the production point where you can produce stuff as well. So this is an absolute amazing map. I highly recommend everybody give it a shot. And again, I don't think you can go wrong with the Zero Edo map. Number 9, The Valley, the Old Farm by Black Sheep Modding. And this is the iconic The Valley, the Old Farm. I love this map, and it's because of just the visual aesthetics here of the farm and all around the map. Not only does this map have the beautiful topography and undulations on it, not only does the color palette just absolutely speak to me in just about every single way, but this starting farm is just absolutely pristine. It's got that nice touch of utility and that kind of nice vintage flair to it. That kind of old school vibe. This just feels like this farm has been around for 100 years, and it's going to be up for at least 100 more, if not even longer. This is absolutely spectacular. I love the kind of decorative ivy that's just growing up the side of the building there. The amount of storage and the utility that is on this farm is next level. And then the iconic green gates are just lovely. Absolutely love it. I love how Black Sheep Modding, compared to the 2019 version, because this has always been a hayloft up here, but I love how they incorporated the kind of bale and pallet storage up here in the hayloft. I absolutely adore that. And then you've got the, buttons up there that'll actually fold down the rails, so it just makes it easier to take out and put things in. So it's just an absolutely fantastic thing. But then you got the beautiful custom animal buildings here, like the chicken barn, the sheep pasture, and the cow barn up there. And this is one of the maps I vividly remember back when I played FS19, where this feature just stood out to me so much. Being able to come out here and then use the ramps to load into these little bunks here is just next level. It just makes it so much easier when unloading your stuff, being able to come up here and just dump into your bunker silos there. Absolutely loved it, and I'm so glad that they brought it back. But then you look all around the farm here, this cow pasture, again, absolutely iconic, because you got your cow pasture here with the barn up in the top of the hill, but going down into the valley here, you can actually have your cows go under the bridge here and go into the second portion of the field here. It's amazing. Such a cool little design. The cows will travel from, you know, pasture to pasture kind of thing, and it just looks so cool. And then you got this iconic first drop when you're going into town. This hill right here, this kind of valley, is just next level. You got the second portion of your farm here with the pig farm. Just again, so cool at how this entire map is just set up to not only be functional, but to be just a work of art, really. Because I mean, you look around and just everywhere you look, you're seeing something that not only is, you know, very functional and usable and something that you can easily kind of pick up on and utilize, but it's also beautiful. The river that cuts right through the middle of the map just really kind of kicks it up to the next level. And then you got the town area right here with a few of the custom production points, like you got the potato factory, the fry factory right here. You go in and you got these custom greenhouses that have their own kind of inputs and outputs. Some more greenhouses, but these are like gardens kind of things. So it's just kind of a spin on the same kind of thing. You got the custom John Deere shop here at the peak of town. But what's also really good, and something I pointed out in the number 10 for Zero Ito's map there on Evergreen Valley, is the use of the, you know, basic models, but then jazzing them up and dressing them up with the kind of, you know, you got the kind of gates and the turnaround right here. You got this whole little holding vat right here that hooks right into the building itself. Again, it's just little things like that, those little pops of detail that really help take those old models that we're so used to seeing and kind of picks it up to the next level. Again, you've got this older model here, but just again with the fencing and just how everything's kind of entailed into this area right in between the large kind of, I think these are technically like townhouses. It just works. It just looks really, really good. And you just continue to go around this map, and everywhere you go, there's something going on. And some of these fields are absolutely just a nightmare to deal with in a good way. This field here, I remember spending hours on this field alone, just working up and down this hill, trying to get all the product out. And it's just, again, it just gives you something more to deal with, and it makes the map just that much more fun. I just absolutely love this map. And what's even better is when you come up to the outer border of the map, it works. Look at that. It just looks like the map continues on into eternity. It looks real. It's not like this whole border just kind of falls off and you're just left with like just a void of nothing, or a mountainscape that doesn't necessarily fit the terrain that you're on. Absolutely fantastic job on this map, and is well deserving of number 9 spot. Number 8, Gatehead Farm 22 Crossplay by MJ Modding, converted by Marv. And this is Gatehead Farms, and holy smokes, this map is amazing. This one came very late in FS22, and it saddens me that it came so late, because had it came a little bit earlier, I think that this would have gotten far more playtime than what it is going to have, because here in a few days we're gonna have FS22. This only released, I think, just like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was very short amount of time before 25 started and this one kind of dropped. So it is so sad to me, because I feel like this map is something special. You look around, you see all the custom buildings that we have here. Just the kind of general layout of this farm by itself is breathtaking at times. I mean, just like I said, it's very functional, but it's like a kind of typical European style farm where it gets really tight in places, where you have to kind of really kind of work your way through and make sure that you're doing everything, you know, by the book kind of thing. But then you come out and you just see all the kind of natural beauty and wonders that are here. The kind of stone hedging and the fencing that's around each of the fields is just stunning. I love when I see those kind of things. And like I said, you just see all the custom buildings, like you can tell all the work that was put into this farm by itself. But then you leave the farm and just the amount of details on this map is absolutely berserk. You go around and you get this little beach area here. And again, you get little cars with little, you know, seats, boats with motors on them, ducks swimming around. You got fish swimming in the water. Just, again, detail, detail, detail. You come over here and you see the little sand castle. Like, that has no reason to be there other than visual appeal. And I love that. I absolutely adore that because it just makes the map come alive. And as we continue to kind of wander around and look and see all the different things we have here, we got this custom-made New Holland dealership here with a bunch of New Holland equipment right parked out front. Again, it just makes it feel legitimate, and it makes it just come like into its own. And again, we just kind of go around this entire farm, or this entire map, and just everywhere you go, look, you get beautiful undulations, you get this beautiful landscape as you kind of go through. A majority of this map is grass. You're doing a ton of grass, but you're also getting some smatterings of arable lands and stuff like that. And you can obviously convert and rip out the grass and put something new in there. That's all fine and dandy. But I mean, just absolutely stunning of a map. I mean, I can't think of any better way to describe this map. The color palette is really, really good. It's really spot on. It's what I love about it the most is that it's really kind of toned down. And that's one thing that I love most about maps like this, is it doesn't go so heavy in these wildflowers and stuff like that that it just makes it look cartoonish. This map feels like I'm somewhere overseas and like I could be in a legitimately real place. And I just absolutely love that. When it comes to a map, a farming simulator map especially, I want to feel that immersion, that kind of next level of detail. That's going to make me kind of lose touch with the fact that I'm just sitting here in my chair playing a game and am really in the place that they claim that this is. You know, and then we look around and again, we see all the little nuances and details that are on this map. You see the windmills in the background there, but we come up here as we continue on down the way and we'll eventually get to a detail that is just so next level good that I absolutely adore it. We got the dairy right here, and again, all custom. You got the kind of custom milk trucks, the holding vats, just all this stuff. I'm on board. But this detail right here, look at this. You've got a tractor, you've got a plow, a truck, and trailer just kind of sitting out here in the middle of the field. You can see it's doing the work. They're doing the work to get things done, and they just kind of stop for the day or whatever the case may be. You got this 2-lane highway, which I thought this was really cool because as it comes out here, it goes into a roundabout and it just goes back into a single-lane road. It's just a really kind of a neat detail as you look around. And then you get these cool little water crossings, you know, the little, I think they're called fjords. Sometimes you get bridges and stuff like that. It's just legitimately awesome. You got all these little nooks and crannies that really kind of bring this map into its own. The map maker did an amazing job. I just wish that we would have gotten this months ahead of time, because wow, this would have been so much fun to have spent a ton of time to be able to play on. And again, details everywhere. You got the excavator in the back just ripping up piping. You got the construction underway there. Just wow. Give this map a check because wow, just amazing. I also wanted to very quickly show this off as well. On the eastern portion of the map is this huge beachfront property over here. And again, details. Wow, this map just, I mean, it has everything. It has it all. It's got the beaches, it's got the country, it's got the town, it's got so much stuff. The boats in the background. I mean, the volleyball nets. Look at the volleyball nets. Again, it doesn't have to be there. How often are you actually going to come out here? But it's those details that just takes it up to the next level. Number 7, Vlashich, Bosnia by Celebuki. And this is Vlashich, Bosnia, and this map is absolutely beautiful. Just absolutely stunning. This is your starting farm, and it's relatively basic, and I really like that about this map. So it's laid out just so to where everything's kind of pushed around the outer perimeter of the farm itself. So you got a little silo, chicken pasture, some storage, your house, and a cow barn. That's it. You got this huge area right here on the side of your farm where you could build it up, you can cut the grass, do whatever. I mean, this is absolutely fantastic in how it's all kind of laid out. But then you go off the farm, go outside the gates here, and look at that. It is just a beautiful landscape looking outside of the farm, and even from the outside looking in. I mean, look at that. Just the beautiful undulations, the hillsides is just next level. But the color palette is just, it's toned down and exactly what I look for in a map. But then you see all these little 2-tracks and side roads that lead you to various fields and all this stuff, and just the windy, twisty, turny that's cut right into the countryside here is just breathtaking, to say the absolute least. I mean, you go around here and it's just stunning. It is just next level good. But again, we go around and we see all the various bits of detail that are on this map. Celebuki does an amazing job with utilizing detail to kind of fill in the voids and the gaps. So you got this little sell point right here where, again, you got the fencing, you got the cars here, just very, very nice. I love this kind of offshoot of the main road right here, and just kind of winds up this hillside. You know, you got a little house here right off the drive, but then you go up this little 2-track here, and just look at that. Look at that. You got this huge grass field off to one side. Over here, you got another huge grass field and another farm that you can purchase, and it just winds and twists and turns all throughout the kind of back roads here. I mean, just next level stuff. It cuts through the forest here, so it's a really good combination of forestry, of arables, of grass work. I mean, look at all this stuff. And again, it just kind of cuts right through the heart of the entire map as it just winds and twists and turns. You get another farm that you can purchase here and utilize. You got beautiful production points. Let's see, off in this direction, off the creek, off this little river system here. If we keep on going, look at this. You got the grain mill right here. This is just next level cool. Right here is just off the riverside. Wow, 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 wow. We just keep on looking. It's awesome. You get back here, you got to kind of go down this little embankment. Just stunning, absolutely stunning. And then you get this kind of drive here with this huge, like, climbing hill right up to the side here. It's just, what more can you ask for when it comes to a map? It's got such a good range of things that you can do on it. It's got all the various bits and pieces, like I said, the forestry, arables, and grassland. But it also has this bit of building that you can do as well. You can expand and really kind of make this your own. You know, you can buy bits and areas here in town to kind of build up and do what you want. You know, you got little custom production points. You've got, you know, just, yeah, like just so much that can be said about this map. And again, you get to the little outcrows of town here, and you got all these little houses and little pedestrians just kind of wandering around and doing their thing. It's just stunning, just absolutely stunning. You got the little fields that are kind of built into the housing here that just kind of pop and make it just, again, just come to life almost. Just, Celebuki does an amazing job with their maps. Look at, again, you got this beautiful little greenhouse here with some flowers that are just tucked away inside. Just stunning, absolutely stunning. But again, it's the best part about this map that I absolutely love is the terrain. And because you get fields like this, And you really have to think about, how am I going to tackle this field? How am I going to go about this? I'm not going to be able to go, back and forth, left to right like this. I'm going to have to go in this direction, go around, and then turn around sharply to come in this direction. Thankfully, there's enough room on the outskirts of the field here where you're going to be able to do that. And this isn't the only field that's like this. So you're going to have to make some really important decisions about how you're going to, go about working the fields, how you're going to go about doing things, moving forward. And it's just, these are the kinds of maps that really are special to me personally, because it's not just, set and forget kind of thing. It's, you've got to think about what it is you're going to do. I mean, look at that. Look at the hills that are here. It just leads to stunning beauty. And it just kind of backdropped with that huge mountainscape in the back. Just beautiful. Number 6, Carpathian Countryside by Mr. Hector. And this is Carpathian Countryside, and this map to me is extremely special, and the reason being is the main starting farm. This starting farm is massive, one of the largest farms that we can get here on all platforms. And if we go inside here, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Look at just how immense this is, with all the custom buildings, all the custom kind of work that is done around here. And again, it just looks like it's been around for a very long time, and that you are needed to breathe life into it, almost like it's failing, almost, quote unquote, simply because there's just not much hustle and bustle going on inside the walls. I mean, we look around here and we've got horse pastures, we've got storage, we've got little open spaces here, we got huge vats that are associated to each of the animal pens and pastures. You've got the pig pasture, you got the cow barns, you got another cow barn. I mean, just look at all this. You got covered awnings for your silos. For your bunker silos. Just got everything. You got production points right here built in with the pig food production, as well as your storage silos. This is just an amazing yard, and it's got so much, and it just, like I said, it just feels like you need to breathe some life into it. Coming on here and getting to work is just next level good. But as we look around, again, color palette, amazing. Undulations and the kind of general layout and topography of the landscape, awesome. You look here right next to your starting farm, and this town, this little housing area is just next level good. There's so much going on here. So much detail. It is just amazing to look at. And if we go around, and again, we just look around all the landscape shifts that are available here, just gives you something to look at. Every direction that you go in, there's something going on. And what I love about this map, and between this map and the map from Zero Ito, they really kind of opened my eyes as to how I thought about the base game productions. So as you can see here, this is one of the base game productions here, and it really is so entirely jazzed up with all the decorations. Look at everything that's going on here. It just looks so lively. You got the cars parked, the bikes, you got trucks and vans in the background. You've got all this stuff here at the bakery that just makes it come alive, and it's just next level good. Then you got the kind of back alley back here where it's butted up right against the grain mill as well. And you also get all the additional, and again, all the details. You get the pallet forks, you get the forklift, and that's a functional forklift. And a lot of the production points have them, because look how small the kind of area is here. If you didn't have forklifts or something small to kind of truck around here, you're not going to be able to get into a lot of these. So you need that kind of small area because of how these are all kind of laid out. And then you just continue to wander around and look, and just everywhere you go, you get details. You get additional farms that are built onto the map. Just next level good. And it's a good range of things to be done between farming, between grass care, between forestry. You can do a lot of different things on this map. It is just next level good. Oh, just love this map. I'm currently doing a live stream series on this map, and every time I come on this map, I just feel the kind of spark that is the beauty, that is the layout, that is just ever present in this map. Again, the color palette is just really good because it's really kind of toned down and really kind of just inviting in the way that it's kind of laid out. As we continue to go around here, you get the custom kind of sell points that are just kind of plunked down on the map here, but in a good way. So you got this little, looks like a little barn pasture here, but it's a sell point for slurry. You get a little buy point here for slurry, or a sell point for slurry. Actually, I said that it was a buy point, but this is a sell point for slurry, a sell point for manure, bales of hay. You get a grain sell point here, as well as, things for like potatoes and sugar beets. Like, just, again, just a really high functional area that has several different things going on all in one area. I love it. I absolutely love it. You got the train line that follows around this kind of main strip of highway here. Just, like I said, we go around here and you just see all the details that are put down on this map. This little train yard that's right here is next level good. This kind of unloading area where you can load here and dump immediately into your train car. I think this is such a cool idea. It's just basically a different style of silo that you can use, but it's just amazing. Like, just that little level of detail that's here. But then you get the kind of more traditional grain silo right here, and you can dump into it here. I mean, just awesome. It's a really cool way to kind of better utilize the kind of platform that you get. And again, we continue to go around. You get this really nice kind of transport sell point here. This little transport depot. You got your little animal dealer right here. I mean, the only way that this area could have been made any better is if there were live animals just kind of wandering around doing their thing. The shop is all beautiful, custom made. This one's kind of a reskin for this map in particular, because you can see the same model, but it's just got a different skin on it. But again, it's that kind of utilization of, yes, an old basic model, but with all the kind of details that are put in here, the cars, the equipment, and all that stuff, it's awesome. It's just amazing, amazing map. Number 5, BallySprings by Irish Connor, Glengar Boy, Erie Agri Modding. And here we are on BallySprings, and this map is probably one of the biggest reasons that we are going to get one of the largest features that we can experience in Farming Simulator 25. This map is, number one, gorgeous, beautiful color palette, beautiful landscape and undulations, beautiful starting farm, but that feature that really kind of stood out above all else, the one that kind of flagshipped and spearheaded the entire movement of baby animals. Look at how adorable they are. And in Giants is taking it to the next level here on Farming Simulator 25, to where they are going to be a little bit more animated, a little bit more kind of things that are going to be going on. So I'm really looking forward to when we finally get our hands on Farming Simulator 25. I truly think that this is the where the credit belongs when it comes to having baby animals in 25. I mean, I think that this kind of spearheaded it and made it to where this feature is going to be in, going forward. Now, is that necessarily true? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But, I don't talk to people there at Giants. But the point being is that, would we have gotten baby animals in 25 without this map? Maybe. But this certainly kind of showed what could be done and what we really wanted for a very, very long time. Again, you look around here at the starting farm, and it's, very compact, very European style. One other thing that was kind of spearheaded in this map that was, I think, one of the first to do it is the non-traditional vehicles that are just running around on the map itself. The tractors, the harvesters, all that kind of stuff that you can kind of see going all around the map here. Again, this map is just absolutely stunning in every single way that you can imagine. From the little towns to the separate farms, the shop areas, just the tractors and trailers that are just running around on the map. It's just really good. You get the kind of telehandlers that are also running around on this map. It's just amazing. It's a huge amount of grass to be done, a huge little bit less to do with arable farming and less to do about wood harvesting and stuff like that. But I mean, regardless, I mean, this map is just beautiful, beautiful in every way, shape, and form. We look around and you got the beautiful creek that's running down towards the lake here, just stunning. And then you kind of, you know, go down to kind of eye level here and you can see just a beautiful layout of landscape and undulations. The color palette again is just, it's just next level. And then you got the little bit of forestry that you can do and the cool little dead trees that are built into the mix here. Again, just little details. And that's what this map has, are details. You know, you look around and you see some of the you know, like the animal dealer that's right here, and you see just all the little things that are going on here. You get the little pedestrian splines that are running through here, the kind of auction station that's right here, and that's what this is, a little auction house for your animals. You go around and you look, and yes, it's using some of the base game production points here for like the dairy and stuff, but it's just something about it that because of all the additional details that are around it, it really kind of drowns out the fact that this is kind of the original kind of stuff. You got all the little milk jugs that are right here being loaded on with the pallet fork, you know, with the pallet truck here, getting loaded onto the truck for delivery. That's just next level kind of stuff, and all those little details add up and add up and add up and makes an amazing map. This is stunning. And then you throw into the account baby animals and having the different things that you can do with them. The baby cows, the goats, the chickens, the ducks, the sheep, the goats, the baby horses, like all those different stuff. The 3 stages of pigs, just mwah, chef's kiss. Stunning in every way. And again, details when you got castles like this that just looks like it belongs. It just looks legitimate in its placement here. Just harkens back to days of old, and I am all about it. Number 4, Calmsden Farm by Oxygen David. And here we are on Calmsden Farm, and this map is absolutely stunning, and it has withstood the test of Farming Simulator 22 time. This map was one of the first to be released here for Farming Simulator 22, and it's still to this day one of the best maps out there. I adore this map. I had so many hours playing on this map, going from basically this was one of the first maps I installed because it was one of the first that we got, and I just fell in love with it immediately, just immediately. We're here looking at the starting farm, and it's broken up into 2 separate sections, and this was the first one kind of map that really kind of introduced me to a farm kind of being divided into multiple locations. So you've got the kind of cow barn here with a little bit of covered storage on the side here. Little cow pasture, which again is just kind of nestled in, being lined with the stone walls here. Just really, really cool. Beautiful kind of European looking style map. But then off in the distance here, we have this second portion of the farm with just a little bit of extra storage. Not a ton. It's really not a huge farm whatsoever. But you have huge fields, huge stuff to work on. It is massive. A built-in silo. Everything is custom. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Across the street is your sheep pasture. And look at this. It's all built in to the entire map here, into the fields, so it just looks beautiful and natural. It's not just like a fenced in area, it's all a part of the fence, and you have sheep just roaming all throughout here. You got this little chicken pasture right here. Again, you got this kind of junked out car in the middle of it. Just the details, and this map has it. About the worst thing that I can say in regards to this map is this kind of horse barn here, and I'm not saying that it's bad or anything. It's actually, you know, not a big deal, but it's just, that's the worst thing I can say about it, is that it just doesn't look like it fits. It just looks kind of outside of the aesthetics. You got this pig pasture. Again, the first time I saw a map where a pig pasture was kind of built into an open terrain kind of thing. But then it has little hidden gems in this map too. This area here, again, this is all based on a real life location as well. You've got this little grass field that's tucked away in here. It should be trees and stuff that are tucked away in here, but it's not. And you can take down and cut out some of these trees and then get access to all this grass. There's tons of grass back here. This is also one of the first maps I can remember that kind of introduced like custom seasons, like custom sightings within seasons. So in the wintertime, you'd see kind of things popping up during different times of the year. The road right here would flood during the fall, I think spring maybe. But then it also introduced like custom noises, as you can hear the birds like really chirping in the background. But if I pull in really close to this building here, there it is. You can hear the organ music playing here at the church. I just think that that was just an absolute home run. As you're driving by and hearing the organ playing, just, oh, so cool. And the roads are so incredibly narrow. It makes working on the giant fields here incredibly difficult, because not only are you having to work in these really narrow roads, but you're then having to like turn in and go into the fields and do all that stuff. And these fields are massive, so you have to use the big equipment. You have to, or else you're not going to get anything done. You got giant placeable areas here. Again, custom sell points, custom buildings. Like, there's just everything here is just it fits. It just fits in the aesthetics of a European style map, specifically around a UK style map. And because it's based on a real life location, that is pivotal in my opinion. You have to have all the barns and buildings just really kind of fit into the aesthetics. And if you're trying to develop a map that is supposed to be on a real life location, then that's even more critical. You got this creek that runs through everything, then you got the road that just kind of passes right through it. I mean, it's just all the little road networks, everything that you're having to go through and deal with here. And again, there's all these little hidden areas and gems that you can purchase and that you can expand into. Like this area back here, this grass field that's back here, you can buy this and utilize all this area back here. I used to come back here and I just had so much grass and so much stuff going on back here behind the shop area. The shop itself built up front, and you got this series of selling stations in the back. Just absolutely an amazing map. Come check it out. You will not be disappointed. Number 3, Mars the Mission by Farmer Bob and Superfly 1842. And this is Mars the Mission, and this map, when it first came out, I just completely wrote it off. I wasn't that impressed with it. I thought it was unique and kind of had the air of like kind of coolness, simply because of the thought behind it. It was just a kind of an interesting thing, but the layout, the structure of it just wasn't really too pleasing, because there wasn't really that much going on that was really unique about it. It was basically just a bunch of Giants models that were just kind of thrown in there. There was a few things here and there that was kind of packed into it that was actually really kind of cool, buildings wise, but nothing that really kind of knocked my socks off. It just wasn't enough. But then this map is the epitome of never give up, never surrender. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is that the map makers went back and retooled this map to basically from the ground up. I mean, the only thing that's really kind of the same is the kind of placement of the fields. That's it. Everything else about this map is just an amazing testament of imagination and ingenuity. And if we look around here, there's so many cool little features. Right here is your kind of main housing unit, and it's all built in underground. You've got some built-in kind of storage here for your tractors or for your equipment that raises up from out under the ground. It's just amazingly cool. And you just look around and you get just this sense of, you know, there's work to be done, not only to be able to produce, but to be able to survive. You know, you kind of look around and you see all these buildings that have been here. It took just tons and tons of work. And then you throw into the count all the various different factors that have been put into this map. So not only is this just a farming simulator map, but there's tons of productions that are unique to the kind of specific situation that you're in here on Mars. I mean, again, you've got you got like the power stations, you got the grain drying. Which one's it? Yeah, the grain dryers here. You've got just all these various productions that are unique to this map. You got oxygen filters that are part of the productions. You know, you come over here. Originally, when this map first placed down, these were all just kind of animal pastures and animal pens that were just built in here. They were just the Giants base game stuff, and they were just kind of here, and it just kind of seemed meh. But now you can see that there's little garden plots that are built into these domes right here. You've got chicken pastures that are actually built into the domes. They're separate, they're unique. You've got little pig pastures, you got sheep pens, you got cow barns. I mean, you got all the different stuff within these little spheres, and it just makes sense, and it just looks now more aesthetically pleasing. You've got the TMR feeder that's right here. I mean, you just got so much stuff going on this map that is just incredible. And then not only do you have this sense of, you know, hey, there's work to be done, but there's goals. There's real goals and things that you have to set your sights towards for this map. You don't have to do them, obviously. You can choose not to, but they're there if you choose to do them. You can make progress towards getting all these crops, and this is a fully functional board that will update as you bring product to this board. And you have mission parameters here on the board as well, so it tells you what you're aiming for in order to get things done. So you've got all these different kind of custom train lines, you got custom silos and production points, and just everything is just makes sense. It makes sense. And what I like about this map as opposed to like a map like Close to Home is this map could be our future. This could be something where we actually go off this planet and start farming and start raising and start doing everything off world, rather than, you know, Close to Home, we getting shrunk down like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and we're just playing in some kid's sandbox. This, like, just has that, yeah, it's not real at this point in time, but it's something that we could do in the future. And again, there's so much that you can do. You got the arables, you got the forestry, you've got mining that you can do. Up here on top of the ridge, you can drive up on the ridges outside of the main kind of crater that's been developed here. And you can drive up here and you can just kind of, you know, do things as you need to. And over here, there's a giant stone mine, as you can see. And you got this cool little stone silo that's right here. So you can take all the stuff from in here and put it down into the silo. And it actually animates filling up this trough right here. So all the stones that you throw down come in and fill this trough up. And you can take out from right here. I mean, just all those little details. And again, details is what makes this map. And on top of it, you have the ability to launch a rocket. That rocket over there, you can launch up into orbit and get to see it kind of, you know, do its thing. And we're going to go ahead and just show that off really quick. Initiate.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We have liftoff. How cool is that? Number 2, Alma, Missouri, US by Celebuki. And here we are yet again back on Alma, Missouri, a Celebuki map. Wow, Celebuki makes some amazing maps. Whether it's Iowa Plains View, whether it's Alma, Missouri, whether it's any other map that they have put together, it is just a touch of gold. And this one, I think, is a step above the rest, because the starting farm is absolutely just a slam dunk in every way. It just screams like Americana in almost every way, shape, or form, from the red barns and buildings that you got on the farm to the big pole barn in the back for the horse barn. You got the little chicken pasture right up here in the front, the house. I mean, it just screams America. And not only does the farm scream America, but the town itself is just like every Midwest town that you've probably ever driven through. It is fantastic. This map has a little bit of everything, from small to large fields. You can do just about everything, from tree harvesting to arables to grass. Everything is available on this map, big or small, a good range of stuff. And I mean, just the uniqueness of the map itself is really good. Again, you get the really iconic red barns and buildings here on the second farm. It really is pronounced here. But then you come through and you start coming into town here. You get to the outskirts, and then all of a sudden, here you are going down the main strip. American flags lining the streets. Just, absolutely fantastic. I mean, again, this just looks like every single small town I've ever been through, and I love it. I mean, this is just fantastic. Got the big train silo system right here, just, waiting for you to get to work, utilizing it. Well, as a matter of fact, there comes a train right there. I mean, just everywhere you go, this just got some really beautiful looks to it. Beautiful color palette, amazing undulations in terrain. It's got custom production points, just like almost every Celebuki map has. I mean, just absolutely spectacular. And again, you continue to go through town here, and you just see how everything kind of goes through. And then again, you got the map periphery to where it's kind of built off the side to where it's not really, for the most part, accessible, but it's not enough to where it just looks improper. Like you look and it actually looks like it just continues on, which is really, again, a really good sign, in my opinion, of a good map, is when they not only pay attention to what's in the playable area, but what's outside of that playable area as well. I mean, just everywhere we look here, we have something just beautiful to look at. And as we go down the main strip here, this little highway that just kind of runs east to west and the north here, I mean, you can just see everywhere you look, you got beautiful rolling hills for the farmlands. You got trees that are breaking up the sight lines. You got these little hills and berms that run along the highway here, so that the elevation changes are different than what's in the fields there. So in the fields, you can look down on the road. In the road, you can look up at the fields. It's just absolutely wonderful. I mean, everywhere you look, it's just got a really beautiful look. You got some little ponds and stuff out in the middle of some of the fields here, so it just breaks up all the various different fields and how you're gonna interact with them. You got little paths that go through the river system here, and then you got the third farm that just, again, it just really screams Americana, really just kind of Midwestern vibes all the way around. It's beautiful. It's absolutely amazing. As you go through this map, go ahead and give it a look, because, again, another one I don't think you'd be disappointed in. And if you are somebody from America or have been to America and have seen these kind of farms in real life, then it's really going to hit home for you. Number 1, Pallegney by MA7 Studio. Here we are at the top of the mountain, the cream of the crop, the best of the best on this top 10s list, Pallegney. This map is something to behold. It is incredibly special. Now, looking at the starting farm from a distance, it has all the makings of a, French European map. I mean, it's really, really gorgeous. The layout is very basic and simple, which is some of the best styles of starting farms. You got the little cow pasture out back here, bunkers for silage and stuff here, and in the background over there. We go in, we see the cow barn, we see a bit of storage, a bit more covered storage. Everything is custom. Everything is just absolutely beautiful. You got a little production, a little farm shop right here in the front of the building, and so on and so forth. I mean, this map is just absolutely beautiful. But what really makes this map stand out above the rest, look at that. In the background there, you have that train, that bridge that goes running across the entire map. That thing just goes and spans, and it is beautiful. It is just kind of flowing with the landscape and with the kind of topography of the map itself. As we kind of pan in here, you can see, just look at that. Having to sit here and work on contracts, having to sit here and just do general work, I mean, it just flows, and it goes so well with the landscape. As we pan out, you can see it is a train bridge, so you can take your train, you can rent it, and you can drive the train on this bridge across the entirety of the map. It is just so cool to be on this map. I did a series on this map, and I just fell in love with this. Custom buildings, custom productions, all throughout the map here. Just, yeah, everywhere you look, there's just something to behold. You got custom sell points over here. You have over in the other corner, just on this side of the map, a beautiful little building here, which is used for your animal dealer. I mean, it's just roundabouts. You got just all these different little water features of the river that's kind of cutting right through various points of the map. You have this bridge. This bridge is probably one of the most interesting bridges I think I've probably ever come across, because it has this little kind of hump and another hump right here. So you just kind of go over it, and it's just like really bouncing. It just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of makes you like, I don't know, it just instilled a feeling in me that I was just like, wow, this is actually really cool. It's something unique. I've never seen a bridge that has this kind of design to it. You have this custom railroad station right here where you got the grain silo built into it, and you can offload all your grains and stuff onto the train. You got other farms, buildings, pastures that you can purchase. I mean, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous map. Everywhere you look, you have something to look at. You have something to do. Beautiful map for arables, for grass, for forestry, pretty much the whole 9 yards. Custom shop area up here. Again, custom buildings in order to sell off all your products. Just, it's got everything. It's got everything on this map. A nice little town just outside of your main starting farm here, little offshoot, and then the town itself. And one of the things that really grabbed my attention, and your farm is right up here inside of the town. It's actually kind of a unique little situation that you have going here, because you are a part of the hustle and bustle. And you can see just how alive this map feels. You got traffic spines, you got people walking through here, but right here, this little area right here outside of the church is so cool. You start right about here at the monument, and you get to see this. It's such very, very cool. Such a really awesome kind of feature to start out your map with. And then you get to hear the church bells ringing periodically. It's just very, very cool. And you look, you get to see the old cobblestone road that you get to drive through as you just come right through the heart of town here. Oh, just absolutely an amazing sight. And then you got the grain mill here, again, custom with the working water wheel here. Just, yeah, 100% special map. I think that this is the top of the top, cream of the crop when it comes to maps for FS22. And I'm really looking forward to see what this map maker has in store for us when they come over to FS25. Now, that is everything here for this top 10s list. Do you agree with this list? Do you think that I missed out on something? Do you think I was wildly wrong? Let me know in the comments, because I'm genuinely interested to know what your opinion is regarding this list and regarding what you think the top 10 should be. If you enjoyed this top 10s list, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing to show you're engaged with this channel, enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.